everybody, my name is Stacy and I am the teacher.
My name is Kirsten and I'm the athlete.
PE games, small group, elementary. Picture of Bell playground ball, tactile map.
Before engaging in specified instruction, instructors should take the time to pre-teach skills, environmental, layout, and equipment. Instructors should give students the opportunity to explore all materials that will be used in teaching. Pre-teaching gives students the opportunity to begin the activity with a similar knowledge base as their peers. Instructors should take in the time to walk through the entire environment layout with the student. They can use a tactile map to do so when applicable. A tactile map can be made with string, pipe cleaners, puffy paint on cardboard, or other materials. All materials should be labeled in Braille or large print according to the student's preferred reading medium. While instructors are walking through the environmental orientation with the student, they should also talk about how the skills learned and utilized in gameplay.
Spud.
We are going to talk about two different small group games in PE for elementary age students. The concepts that we will discuss in this video can be applied to any small group games. The first game we're going to talk about is Spud, and I'm going to use our tactile map first to orient us to the environment.
Use a tactile map to familiarize the athlete with the court.
Kirsten, what we have here is the outside square is the boundary of the gymnasium. And then inside the square are two rectangles. That's going to represent you and I. And then there is a circle with a hole in the middle, and that's going to represent the bell ball we're going to use to play Spud.
Okay.
So in this scenario, I'm holding the ball, and I'm going to be a number 1. And you're going to be a number 2. And then around us, there'll be numbers 1 through 10. When I'm holding the ball, I'm going to throw it in the air as high as I can, and I'm going to yell at a number of one of our teammates. And so when I throw it in the air, I'm going to yell 3. And from the time that I yell that number, the person whose number is 3 is going to run and get the ball. Once they get the ball, they're going to yell stop, and everyone in the gym has to freeze.
Where do I go after you say number 3?
You're going to run towards the border of the gym. Because what happens is once the number 3 gets to the ball and yells stop, if you're super close to them, they're going to try to throw the ball at you and get you out. We'll say number 3 has the ball, and he'll say, okay, everyone, tell me where you're at. So all my classmates are talking, letting me know where they're at. I find the person that's closest to me, and I'm going to aim it at them and try to hit them. If I hit them, they get S to start the word of Spud. Once someone is hit with the ball 4 times, that spells the letter Spud, then they're out of the game. Does that make sense?
It does.
Use a variety of equipment to make the skill accessible for the athlete.
So for Spud, we have this ball. It has bells in it, and it's nice and bouncy, and it doesn't hurt too much. So Kirsten, you want to orient yourself to the ball? Great. So when you have the ball and it's your turn to throw it in the air in the circle, you're going to throw it as high as you can in the air, and you're going to yell a number. Do you want to try it right now?
Yes. What number are you?
2.
2!
And then I would grab it. Kirsten would be really far away. All my classmates would be far away. And then we would call out communicating, where is everyone, to then continue on the game of Spud. 2.
Stacy throws the ball in the air.
Stop! Stacy, where are you?
Kirsten grabs the ball and throws it to Stacy.
You got me. I have an S.
Be patient. It may take several attempts for the athlete to progress in the skill. 2 and 4 square.
We are now going to talk about the game of 2 or 4 square. In this example, we are going to play 2 square, but the adaptations can be used for 4 square as well. So I'm going to pick up our tactile map again. And in it, I have a nice court laid out with boundaries. So Kirsten, if you'd like to feel it. So we have an outside square, which is our out of bounds. If you go outside that, it's out of bounds. And then we have a line straight down the middle, which divides her half from my half of the game of 2 square. Right now you're feeling a felt rectangular box. That is going to represent you and I in this game. So for the game of 2 square, the object of the game is to bounce it into your opponent's square without them touching it. So I am gonna have this person over here start with the ball.
Okay.
And to start with the ball, they're gonna bounce it and then hit it either overhand or underhand into the other person's square. Once that ball bounces, the opponent can then play it back, going back and forth, making sure that the ball bounces in the opponent's area of field or in their boundaries. So the object of the game is to bounce it in your opponent's square where they can't actually field it back to you. And that's a point scored when you are able to bounce it back to your opponent and they miss it completely. It lands in their square and then goes out of bounds. And that's a point for you. So I'm gonna actually pick up our ball that we're using for this game. So we have a really nice playground bell ball with bells in it. Kirsten, you wanna test it out? So not only do we have a ball that has great auditory cues, but another way to make the game more accessible is having good communication. And you can designate a student to narrate the game or be able to speak what is going on in the game while they're on the court or off the court so that the student that has a visual impairment is engaged and knows what's happening as they're playing the game. The final way to make the game accessible is to make sure that you do play with a bounce. In 4-square and 2-square, sometimes there's a rule where you can just hit the player with an overhand hit. So instituting a rule that there's a 1 bounce or a 2 bounce rule is a great way to make it more accessible for students who are visually impaired. Kirsten, are you ready to play some 2-square?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Kirsten, I'm gonna serve it now.
Kirsten and Stacy stand facing each other and hit the ball back and forth.
Just short of the line. Oh, I'm hitting it back.
Be patient. It may take several attempts for the athlete to progress in the skill.
And so that was an overview of small group games for elementary students. With good communication and accessible equipment, all small group games can be accessible for all students.
For more, visit the Sports Adaptations page at www.nwaba.org. Thank you for watching. Slide of NWABA logo.